transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again again and again and again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again again and again and again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non.
Lovely internet friends, once again, welcome. Episode 180 something, 90, I have no clue, we've lost count, it matters not. Once again, we are meeting to discuss Solana dApps. Tonight, we're gonna be checking out the third winner on the DeFi track of the Grizzlython hackathon. So we're gonna be checking out Arbon. We're gonna talk about it extensively as much as we can. We're gonna watch all the materials they've had that they submitted to win the third place on the hackathon. It came with a monetary prize, of course, and it's one of the many dApps that we're gonna be reviewing and checking and getting our hands dirty and trying their alpha versions or reading their documentation from a series of projects that won hacker houses in the past, and hopefully more that are going to be winning in the coming months or years. Regarding my OG viewers, thank you for being here, and for those that are watching the recording later on, thank you so much for tuning in as well. I know you're used on the shitcoin talk on talking about the gen moves on the markets, but I don't think the time is right at the moment. Of course, we'll continue our usual habits of living under a volcano that is constantly erupting. Of course, we're gonna continue running blindfolded towards the cliff with money coming out of our pockets. Yeah, we're gonna continue all these beautiful visualizations, journeys that we've commenced in the past and will continue, but I don't think the markets are right. I think we're going sideways. I think the volume is weak. I think the new money is not here yet. I think we're dumping on each other, and there's no point at the moment. There's no point. We got slightly burned with Sui. We bought Sui at 140. It's 105 at the moment, so we've lost about, 30%, 25 to 30% of our initial capital. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're playing the long game here. I've been doing the gen moves on Cardano as well. Shout out to my friend Nalo that has been holding my hand. I've been exploring the Cosmos ecosystem, the Ethereum ecosystem. I'm looking forward and exploring more on the Sui ecosystem, but of course we are living in the Solana echo chamber where we grew together the past couple of years, and we're thankful enough, and we're continuing to search for gems, and Solana has been financing and funding so many hacker houses around the world, trying to get the community going. Get Web 2 people to start their journey in Web 3, in developing decentralized applications, into working for the Saga phone and the dApp store, and doing all these beautiful things. And we're here to help. We're here also to explore and to find alpha altogether. The Badano is asking, is saying that he's mining Sui on Cetus protocol. I'm just holding Sui, and yes, I bought some ADA. I bought 6,000 ADA a couple of days ago, added to my stack. I still have them on a centralized exchange. What I'm looking at and what I am maybe excited about and not excited about. There are two things in ADA that excite me. Is the start, the birth of a new DeFi ecosystem with new stablecoins, new lending protocols, etc. So I've been looking at ADA, and I've been looking at the meme coin called Snack. I hate meme coins, but my buddy made a huge gain on it and got my attention. So I'm looking at what's happening over there, and looking forward on learning more. It's nothing special so far from what I've seen, to be honest. But I'm keeping an open mind. Well, regarding markets, lovely friends. You know I'm cynical. You know I'm bearish. You know I'm looking for a more like certain signal, something that will make me feel slightly more sure. I'm not looking to buy the bottom, so I'm looking for a solid trend reversal that is going to be pretty easy to spot in order for me to buy into it. I'm not looking to do 100x, 1000x. I'm looking for safer profits, safer percentages. So I'm not gonna try to catch falling knives. I'm advising you to stay away from it. It's all connected with traditional markets. It's all connected with world inflation. It's all connected with tail risk exposure in international portfolios, in balance sheets that are from institutional organizations. So you can't make a dent on that. Just wait for them to show us some direction. We're looking for a direction on the interest rates, for both for the European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve. We're looking for a halt on the hikes, on the rate hikes. We need cheaper money, cheaper access to money for such risky markets to pump. Unfortunately, the beautiful narrative where Bitcoin and crypto is the safe haven when it comes to monetary collapse. Unfortunately, this remains a narrative, and the reality is that cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even the largest caps in this market, they belong to extremely risky segments of portfolios. They are exposure to tail risk. That's how it's served to institutional clients. So we're not there yet. We're not there, and I know lots of you are pressuring me to get there, but it's not on me. I can't do anything. We're not there yet. I'm not playing yet. I'm just exploring. So big thank you to Dean's List, the network state in Solana that allows you to earn USDC while working for a large group, a professional group that creates feedback reports and workshops and strategy calls and advisory on dApps and Solana applications in general. We're fortunate enough as a group, because I am also a citizen in Dean's List. I'm also working with the group. We're fortunate enough to have a fantastic deal with the Solana Foundation that allows us to actually work with all the hackathon winners. Some are responsive, some are less responsive, some are not responsive at all. Tonight's project is one of the not responsive ones, so we're looking at Arbon. It's one of the projects that has been messaged, has been pinged. We've asked them to talk to us since Solana has paid for their spot in our accelerator, and they haven't been responding. And for that reason, they end up with Whale's friend, man. So we're gonna be watching their material, and hopefully they'll wake up. Hopefully they'll wake up, and we'll hear more from them, and maybe get some updates on what they're working. So Arbon, what is Arbon? Let's go check their Twitter first of all. Arbon project. Oh yeah, you've been watching my silly face while I'm pointing on things on the screen. I'm sorry, lovely friends. Let's go to the main desktop. Let's go. Arbon project, reimagining carbon offset markets for greater inclusion, efficiency, and transparency. Arbon. And it's one of those carbon offset markets for greater inclusion. Carbon offset. For many of you, this is going to be like some kind of technical term that means nothing. What is carbon offset? Carbon offset. So there is this international market. And when it comes to international, the only markets that they're internationally recognized, they're these assets that you buy them, and if you match their value with your carbon footprint, so you're buying assets, they're called carbon credits, and depending on how big is your carbon footprint as a business, as a company, as a factory, as whatever is that you're operating, if you want to be called carbon neutral, you need to be buying these carbon offset credits that will help clean the mess that your business is producing. Let's imagine it like that. Sounds like a very Western, American, US kind of thing. And it is, but it's not limited to the US. This is something that is also recognized by the European Union. They passed they passed a directive, because the European Union cannot pass laws. It's not a federal state. It doesn't have an executive branch that will come and force any government to do anything. So they can only propose, and then they can check which parliament has applied their advice as law. Of course, there are other exceptions. We don't need to get into detail. But carbon offset markets are a thing also in Europe, and are a thing also in the Commonwealth. I know the Australia and New Zealand and India have it as well. So I'm pretty sure that it's in many other countries as well. I'm not gonna swear about this is gonna. I don't know if it's happening in Russia, in China, in Pakistan, in Nigeria, or in other big countries. But it definitely happens in the EU. I've been reading about it, to be honest. So I have an idea, and the law, the directive, the legislative proposal happened on 14th of July of 2021. So this is quite recent. This is 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. And it explains how it works. It explains which carbon offsets or carbon credits are actually accepted in the European market, and it has some quantitative restrictions and maximum limits of what you can actually offset. So you can't be polluting so much and then just buying carbon credits and saying, I'm carbon neutral now, but I'm destroying the environment. I'm just really, really rich. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, and I was convinced that it's a thing that only exists in the US. So it's a thing. Let's get some more. Let's get into it. Let's provide some reviews. So let's remind everyone what we're doing here. This is a DAO. This is a service DAO called Dean's List that works on feedback reports. What's a feedback report? A feedback report is anything you're thinking of. Like, it could be a change in the color of the fonts. It could be an additional button at some point to take you back to a menu that you deem very, very important. It could be a feature request that exists in the market and implemented poorly. And if you were if you, like, as a power user, you recognize that this is important. It could be a change in the documentation of the project. Maybe it's a bug that you find on that only can be seen if you're using a Safari browser. It could be some broken link. It could be some spelling mistake. It could be anything. The only thing you need to do is you need to be patient and you need to take notes. These are the two things. Patient because you're dealing with alpha versions, with versions that maybe sometimes don't even exist as working products. And you need to take notes because the idea is you're going to provide feedback, and then some other manager at a higher rank is going to collect all the feedback, make sure there is no duplicates, and they're going to put it together as a nice PDF and submit it as the final work of the DAO for that specific project. And then that document usually ends up to be about 200, 300, 400 pages. It's indexed. It has details, it has pictures, it has OS versions, it has browser versions, it has all the details that the dev team requires to work on improving the experience, but also is a document that the non-dev team requires in order to help with giving direction to developers so they do not build in an echo chamber, they do not build in a closed room, and then wonder why there are no users coming. So Dean's List will pay any feedback that makes it to the final review, and if you're a member, then your payment is going to be much simpler, greater, and recurring. So make sure you remember. We're gonna have a change for tonight, and hopefully for the rest of the feedback reviews that we're gonna be doing. We will be using our user portal. So Dean's List. So you know there is deanslist.services where you can go check the website and see what the services are, and you go to the store, and it has some information, some links, some information about the network state, about the money that the network has been distributing, and it also has an app now. So app.deanslist.services. I am already logged in. You log in with your wallet. You'll see that, okay, people have been working on Underdog. So you'll see the team members that are working on Underdog are here. You can submit your feedback on the user portal, and you don't even need to visit Discord. I mean, we are getting somewhere. I'm sorry I've been neglecting the chat, my lovely friends. Too many things to talk about. Big thank you to Scientist Joe, to Debadano, to Akisamano. I see Ash 9306. Hi, first time chatter. Woo! Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Drinking coffee, lovely friends. Took a power nap before the stream, and I'm feeling a little bit meh. But back to what we were talking about. So user portal. Oh, so if you're a member of Dean's List, you can make an account here, and you can check the projects that we are working on. At the moment, the whole thing is in beta. The whole thing is full of bugs and breaks constantly. But this is what we do. We have to start from somewhere. So today we will be giving feedback about Underdog. About Arbon. But I'll do it like that. So you add feedback here, creates a draft, and you click on Arbon. And you can add your picture here. You can choose your feedback category. So we'll most probably be working with documentation. I don't think there is much. We don't need a caption here. Much whoa. And this is how we're gonna do it. This works. This is beautiful. We are so lucky. Thank you, Easy. Thank you, Pavelsan. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, everybody, for working, for delivering. This is pretty awesome. This is pretty awesome. For those that are watching, you can use the classic feedback form, but just wait for it. Join Dean's List, get an account on the platform, work with us, earn some money. It's cool. The DAO has an average payout of $800 per member year to date. I mean, we're like on the 4th month of the year, 5th. It's a lot of money. It's good money. It's in stablecoin. It's not in like shitcoin that goes up and down, and you have to beg. There's no liquidity to exit, and it's not like the shitty reward token. So you work, so you get your new shitcoin meme coin called whale coin. You buy your new meme coin. You are very happy about it, and you create some memes about it, because this is what the team asks you. It's like, we need memes with our new meme token called whale. So you create the best memes in the world, and what are they gonna pay you with? They're gonna pay you with more coin. They're gonna pay you with, let's say, 1 million more whale coin. And then what? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep it? Why do you have to get through this dilemma of, am I keeping the whale and being loyal to the team? Or am I gonna cash in the time that I actually spent making that meme? So I spent some time, did some work, and created this meme that was useful and liked by the project, and they paid me. But now I have to choose if I want to stay loyal to the project or actually make some money. And that's a horrible dilemma, because why weren't you paid in USDC or in some stablecoin? Why did you have to go through that? I think it hurts the project, and I think it hurts the talent. So this is what this list is solving. So let's see what Arbon is doing. Back to Arbon. Let's start with the video. I think video is we have a video, we have a presentation, we have a GitHub, and we have a Twitter account. We don't have much. There's no application this time. We played the game last week. We played on a nice platform with Underdog the week before. So this week there's no dApp, just documentation. So bear with me. Let's see what these guys are cooking.
Hello and welcome to Arbon. We're very happy to present the Arbon project here at the Solana Grizzlython 2023. We are Karon, Matthias, and Johannes, the founders of Arbon. Arbon is a new platform that combines AI with Web3 techniques to disrupt trust-based real-world markets. For key data, such markets traditionally rely on experts, which are costly, cause friction, and are only partly transparent. Some examples of such markets, which typically function around real-world assets, are carbon markets. We're starting by cleaning up the 300 billion voluntary carbon offset, or VCO market for short, targeting first the 80 billion forestry VCO segment of it. Global forest protection is an important goal for both institutions and private people wanting to protect nature. Yet lack of transparency, greenwashing concerns, and a complex market set hurdles that exclude millions, even billions, of potential stakeholders. Arbon now offers a novel solution to prevent greenwashing, drastically reducing costs and increasing transparency. This opens the voluntary carbon markets for large new segments of both retail and institutional offsetters. Ultimately, billions of people could participate in protecting their local nature and get rewarded for it. The pieces for our solution already exist in AI and Web3. Arbon is now putting them together to disrupt the 80 billion forestry VCO market. So how does it work? First, Arbon identifies and registers suitable parcels of land and issues an NFT for each land parcel. Then so-called
I'm pausing because I want to read. So oracles compete to provide an accurate percentage foliage data, which drives incentives for stewards. Let me start this again because I got lost. Let's go.
suitable parcels of land and issues an NFT for each land parcel.
So they take a photo of a piece of land, they mint it as an NFT, and then they send it to the person who is actually contributing to saving it. This is how I understand it so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, jump on the chat and let me know if you're understanding something different.
Then so-called stewards with an interest to protect nature buy the NFTs and work with local stakeholders to protect forest on a given land parcel. Arbon then orchestrates an Oracle network that regularly evaluates satellite photos using computer vision and AI to measure the current percentage of forestation on a given parcel of land. The Arbon network takes the consensus value, calculates and issues a reward payment in the form of carbon offset tokens, or COT, for each NFT holder. Carbon offsetters, such as companies or individuals seeking to reduce their carbon footprint, can buy these COT tokens from stewards and verifiably burn them on Solana. Each burned COT token directly represents verifiable forest protection. Forest protection, the desired achievement in the forestry VCO market, is now crystallized in a single percentage value. This value
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I'm also reading what the Badan is writing. We can talk about this after the review for sure. But let's go back to it. So you buy the NFT. Let me get back on camera so you. So you buy the NFT and then you. Let me go again because I'm losing it. Then you burn it. So they take photos of the land and then they evaluate how healthy the land is, and then the person who is owning the NFT burns something which is then verifiable on Solana, and the money goes into good cause like something.
burn them on Solana. Each burned COT token directly represents verifiable forest protection. Forest protection, the desired achievement in the forestry VCO market, is now crystallized in a single percentage value. This value is determined transparently and at low cost by a trustless network. The stewards have a double incentive to act. First, they receive regular COT token payments, and they also participate in the appreciation of their NFT price. Expected future reward payments are implicitly setting today's price for each NFT. And this gives the NFT owner, the steward, a further incentive to keep protecting the forest in collaboration with the local stakeholders. Now let's jump into a live demonstration of.
So the steward is responsible and is going to receive less money if his plot is less green, so he has an incentive to make the forest grow and make it more green. I'm that's how I understand it. So you'll be receiving coin the greener your plot is.
The tech.
In this demo, I play the steward. I work for Amazon Watch, a local NGO that works with local people on the ground protecting the forest in the Amazon. I'm logged on to the Arbon application and I see all the parcels that are being managed by Arbon. Now I'm going to check out the steward dashboard. Here I see the parcels that Amazon Watch stewards. So there are 5 of them. I can see them on the map and I can see how much total carbon is stored. Let's check out one of them. So here I see that the current value that has been determined by the Oracle network is 63%. Let's check out the Oracle to see what the next value is going to be.
So I think we've understood correctly. Who is the Oracle and who provides this data? And is the Oracle just assessing satellite pictures?
Play the role of the Oracle in this demo. My job is to run the satellite images that I get from providers through my adapter to determine how much foliage is in a given NFT parcel. First, we will check how many tokens the steward of the NFT already holds. You can see the NFT here with balance 1 and COT tokens he currently owns, 1.8. What I will now do as the Oracle is detect the forest here in this image. First, we remove the haze, and then find the distribution of trees to non-trees. How do we do that on-chain? Well, first we switch to a different key pair, and then we run the adapter. It fetches the vision output, determines how many trees there are, which now seems to have gone up to 64.81%. The owner has been correctly identified as 7xJK, and it has completed. Let's see if the steward has actually been credited COT. For that, we have to switch over to the other key pair and then run it again. And indeed, the steward now owns almost 2 carbon offset tokens.
So you see, the actual percentage value matters to me as a steward. The greener my parcel is, the more COT I get. And then, of course, I can sell my COT on the open market and share the rewards with the local people on the ground. Now let's switch over to the offsetter.
I now represent an offsetter. I could be a private citizen or a global corporation, and I want to offset a certain amount of carbon emissions. Through Arbon, I want to offset, say, 150 tons of CO2, and then burn them straight away with a single click. Now I have irreversibly and verifiably transferred value to forest protection. My carbon offset is now visible on chain, and I can also show this in my annual report. Yay! Thank you for your attention.
So, okay, I think I get it. And I have some objections, and I have some feedback as well. And the feedback is, of course, it has to do with the Oracle. We need to talk about this Oracle. What is this Oracle? We need more information about the Oracle. The presentation requires way less graphs. I think it's very confusing. There's way too much information on the first slides. I think the person going through the presentation is doing a pretty good job. Let's see the team. Caron Fire, the protocol specialist at Coinmetrics. We have someone in Coinmetrics, right? He's been coming to Crypto Mondays. World record holder of Solana breakpoint attendees. I don't understand that. Likes trees, high altitude seeker. I don't get world record Solana holder of Solana breakpoints attendees. He's one person. How many times did he attend? Twice. Matthias is a data wizard, bridges Bitcoin to Polkadot. Why doesn't he bridge Bitcoin to Solana then? Builds software for small and large corporates. Corporates, not corporations. Malay connoisseur. Specialist. Knowledgeable on Malay. I have no idea what's Malay. And Johannes, 15 years climate tech and private equity investing. Knows carbon needs disrupting. BizDev hustler, all-weather kite surfer, Muay Thai enthusiast. Action-oriented people with high altitude seeker and the kite surfers. So a couple of things. Way less information. Let's see if what he went through is the doxent. Yeah. So you went through this. This presentation. And we can go through it together and let's submit some feedback. So, executive summary. Orchestrating DEX and Oracle markets to disrupt $80 billion forest voluntary carbon offset market. Voluntary carbon, that's something I do not understand. Voluntary carbon offsets. Are they the same with the carbon offset credits, the carbon credits that are internationally recognized? Can I add them to my balance sheet as an expense, and then I will get some kind of tax deduction, some kind of privilege? Like this needs explaining. Not everybody is a specialist or even is familiar with carbon credit markets. I'm not. I had to do a little bit of homework. A replicable tokenization of real-world public goods, combining Oracle-based data validation with Web3 transparency, achieving breakthrough cost reduction in forest VCO market. Cost reduction, yes. composable platform building on standard Solana libraries, minimum viable product nearly ready, Arbon platform applicable to other markets for fast trillion TAM. Okay. Trust-based markets often depend on costly experts as central authorities for key market data. Key market data. So we're talking about an oracle here. Trust-based markets, yes, experts and participants and all use this data, and they need to evaluate. The experts need to evaluate in order to help the market participants make optimal choices. The experts are costly, cause friction and inefficiencies, are only partially trusted for small central authorities, create financial barriers to outside social exclusion. I have no clue what are all these things. Like, I don't think this is even necessary because I have no context. Case in point, the global voluntary carbon offset market, huge and growing yet held back by friction, riddled with intransparency. Inarguably cleanest market, California carbon found 29.4, overcrediting developing markets likely much higher. Projects awarded upfront without proper controls on 100-year projections, awarded projects often of dubious merit, reputation and risk of greenwashing. Greenwashing is something I do not understand. Frequent double counting due to lack of transparent, trustless verification mechanism. Computer vision and blockchain have solved this. Computer vision and blockchain. So computer vision is this analysis of the satellite image, and yeah, I don't understand. What if I paint the ground green? What if it's like a bushy area, not with trees? It's not a forest. Like how does the satellite know what is what? Greenwashing and fraud have become a front page problem. So let's start. Let's start because we have quite a lot of feedback. So documentation. The presentation needs to include the following. Explanation of the carbon credit market, the participants and the benefits of to those that participate. Then difference between the carbon credits and the voluntary carbon credits, which Aki Samano is giving us an explanation about greenwashing. Greenwashing, using green and sustainable terminology and actions in a performative way. I see. Greenwashing definition. And examples. Like, give us things that we can relate to. Start every pitch with questions to your audience regarding the terminology which you will use in your presentation. See how relevant they are. Ask them to get them engaged. So let's continue. We are talking about documentation and we're talking about pitch deck. Pitch deck and video presentation. Sorry. Let's continue with the presentation. The existing expert-centric VCO market must change. So then we need to. So this is one. Let's copy it in case the whole thing breaks. Okay. I know it's going under underdog despite me changing the category, but it is what it is. Documentation. And let's continue. Oracle. The Oracle part of the Oracle. What did I write? Oracle. Of the presentation needs more info. Most protocol exploits happen via Oracle manipulation. Users, clients, no, users, stewards, to speak their language. Stewards. I have no idea how to write stewards. I have no idea. What's the fucking spelling on this one? Stewards, here you go. No clue. Stewards and experts, etc., need to know exactly how, who and how who is managing the Oracle, how many independent parties are submitting values regarding the plots of lands that are sold as NFTs. So classic questions about oracles. I think it's extremely important to know about this oracle. So value of VCO creator stewards, opportunity to protect nature. Okay, we understand. Like gained from credibility, NFT value growth. So the way I understand it is I care about this part of the world. I'm going to buy this NFT. And who buys the NFT? Does the steward buy the NFT? And then, yes. So what happens is the steward buys the NFT and maintains and works to keep and that plot of land via satellite images, keep it as green as possible. Then individuals, whether that's a private individual that feels very generous and wants to help that specific part of the world, or is an international corporation that wants to get some better rating in their climate efforts, then they go and they buy those VCO coins. So they buy them and they send them to the steward of that plot. And that steward of the plot burns the asset, burns VCO and gets USDC, and then uses that USDC in order to continue making the plot greener. Like, I have a gap on how does VCO become USDC, who maintains the liquidity, who maintains the value, and who start, how does it start? Like, so I buy the NFT and we get a very rainy season next year and it's much greener. Do I get money? And do we pretend that I did something because it became greener? What if we get a really bad year? Like, I guess the Oracle takes care of it. Like, let's add more questions about that Oracle. How does the Oracle know? Oracle. I can't write it. Oracle. Know if it's bushes or trees or a green piece of, or a piece of land painted green, or a piece of land painted green. Like, we've seen this in China. Like, in China, at least that's what has been presented in the Western media, where they've painted whole mountains green just to get satellite images that the mountain is green and reforested. How does year, how are the year-to-year pictures compared? Is the season difference taken into account? What if there was a rainier year and the plot naturally becomes greener? That's a very nice question, Aki Samano. Are there in-person inspections? I think it only makes sense. Yeah, let's publish this and let's continue. So let's add another one because I have some more questions. So Arbon, choose documentation. This is business and strategy. Like, are these VC, what? Not VC. What's it called? VCO. Not VCO. It's the token. COT. Is COT recognized by any international organization? Does it fit the standards to be recognized? So, our novel Web3 platform builds on efficient marketing token incentives to build real-world value. So there is an Arbon DAO, there's an Arbon network, there's a mobile app, there are climate action titled markets, so NFT markets, utility tokens traded on DEXs and SEXs, and there are intelligent oracle networks. And third-party row, users corporate ESG capital with the people, carbon impact, and forest protection. So how it works is not very clear on from the market from this diagram unless someone explains it to you. So let's move on. Arbon builds on established VCO supply demand market structure, adding transparency and Web3 mass appeal as killer app. Unnecessary killer app. Why do you have to put that word there? VCO buyer offsetter offsets. So like is this going to give me tax incentive? Give me examples in the EU and the US. I think these are they can't be that hard to showcase. Foliage, other visualization, foliage. Okay, we understood that. Understood that part. I don't understand tokenomics. There's not much explanation regarding tokenomics. Arbon improves the current carbon offset market structure, simplifying and reducing costs. Okay, I understand that. Okay, let's publish that as well and have another one. And the last feedback regarding this whole thing has to do with the tokenomics. A slide on the tokenomics, or at least the style of the code distribution and general mechanism would be very welcome. I hope I'm not annoying you with my typing, but it's something I can't, I'm not using a mechanical keyboard for that reason. So I would like to know how does the burning of cot from the stewards translate into USDC? Who maintains the liquidity? Is there a peg? Are there any market mechanisms in place that help COT retain its value? Is COT also used for raising funds for Arbon is quote used as a governance token as well for the Arbon DAO. There is a mention regarding Arbon DAO. Be more specific, as Solana has an amazing governance layer. Realms.today. It's a great selling point. Oh, sorry. Business strategy. So yeah. Solana strengths: high throughput, low gas fees, vibrant NFT infrastructure. Arbon Edge: quick to build foliage, MVP ready, composable RWA platform play, SPL compatibility for downstream UX. Innovating together, attract new institutional and retail users, DeFi 3. So add, yeah, like, show us if you're putting some effort into getting those coins and tokens as carbon credits recognized. Talk to us about the legislators that you've had to contact. Show that you are trying to build a standard that Solana is baked into it and works in that blockchain. Like, show that. I think it's it can be very beneficial. So we went through the presentation, and let's go on their GitHub to see what they have. So they have the video demo, they have the Twitter and their Telegram. Some water. So this is our submission for Solana 2023 Grizzlython. Repos in order of importance: foliage detection. So they have their own foliage detection, and they're using some technology to analyze the satellite images and then extract the colors and give a rating. Soliage Oracle Solana program code here. Token generator Arbon frontend. Summary: the Arbon protocol is an Oracle-based issuer of carbon offset tokens, COT, issued on Solana based on AI-assisted detection of carbon sequestration across woodlands. The MVP utilizes satellite imagery from across Amazon rainforest, minting the carbon. I do not know this word. Sequestration. Carbon sequestration power to this massive forest into an on-chain real-world global assets. Real-world global assets. RWGA. I don't think this is necessary. Arbon encapsulates the entire carbon credit lifecycle from creation to offset and increases efficiency manifold. Manifold. Is it manifold or manifold? Manifold. Yeah, with an A, of course. Then you have this image. The satellite image providers, they provide the image, then there are the Oracle nodes that check the data, they analyze it and then pass it through an SPL program. They pass the images through an interface adapter. The user provides images to create virtual parcels from geo coordinates stored in the NFT metadata. Parses each parcel. Parses each parcel with computer vision algorithm to determine foliage and ability of sequester carbon over time. So they all add the data to it. Then the Oracle program stores the parcel and checks the NFT collection, the value, and its metadata. It mints it, so it has all this information on chain, and then people buy. This is the part I don't understand, where the steward will sell the code, the market maker, and then the Solage DAO. Who buys the code? The carbon speculator, coin user. He buys the code, and also the people that want to actually show in their balance sheets that they are helping to the environment. They also buy the code. And who sells the code? They buy the code, and the stewards sell the code. And so the stewards sell the code to these guys, and these guys give it back to the stewards. So you have this cyclical economy where one party actually just sells code, and two parties are buying code. They're buying it and then sending it to the steward. And the party that sends it to the steward gets some kind of like proof, some kind of officially recognized receipt that they bought this code. So yeah, that's how we understand it. Like I think we're spot on. Like I hope we had someone watching this from the team. I'm pretty sure we'll get someone to watch this from the team, and they can answer our questions. Let's continue with the GitHub. Consumers and polluters can offset their carbon outputs by verifiably burning their code on chain. Burning their code. That's what I don't understand. So you burn the code, and what does it do? Does it like make the code that the other guys are holding more valuable? That's not the way it should work. This increases transparency in these traditionally opaque acts. Consumers are overpaying for carbon credits due to lemon problems. The traditional market is fraught with fraud due to its novelty and opacity. Putting everything on Solana in plain view of the public, always audible, will make for a more trustworthy marketplace where the protection of the planet is where it belongs, front and center. So the consumers and the polluters are buying carbon credits to offset the damage they're doing. The producers. The most revolutionary act of Arbon is on producers. It solves the last mile issue for carbon credits through its unique stewardship program. Any user can purchase an NFT that elevates them to a stewardship level over a particular parcel of land. What if you have more people caring about this parcel of land and want to work on it? Do they both buy the same NFT? The NFT provides the owner with a steady cash flow of COT according to the sequestration rating of the parcel determined by the Oracle network. We explained that. The stewards. Thus, the role of the steward becomes ensuring that local landowners plant trees or maintain forestry sustainably. The steward is essentially an agent representing local landowners in this global carbon offset market run by the Arbon network. A steward that can more efficiently manage landowners and effectively increase COT cash flows is willing to pay more for the stewardship NFTs. And the oracles, the whole system is run by oracles that automatically and regularly pass the values of each parcel by analyzing satellite imagery. There is no need for expensive and untrustworthy experts. The oracle system will itself grow into market as well, incentivizing better computer vision through the game theoretic incentives. The carbon sequestration rating will therefore transition to a more and more accurate value as the network grows and will start incorporating more than just a canopy foliage through more robust algorithms and imagery taken with different wavelengths. This could add factors such as elevation and carbon stored in soil into the sequestration rating. Fantastic. And they have their token generator with the NFTs and the values that are stored in metadata, which is a cool thing. And if you were going to issue NFTs that cover the whole planet, then Solana is the way to do it, since compressed NFT technology is actually live, and you can mint hundreds of thousands of NFTs into a collection with minimum costs. Like you can mint 1 million NFTs. Even at low costs, in the traditional classical way of minting NFTs, that would cost a lot of money. Even if it was a cent an NFT, like 10 cents an NFT to mint, that would cost you a lot of money. So compressed NFT is the way to go with this system. There's not much to talk about. We went through it. It's a good idea. It's a novel idea. I think it needs more explaining, and I think it's a good concept. I am again. Sometimes I wonder how are these prizes given out. I'd like to I'd like to have been given access to the app so I could check it out, because I feel that the description is pretty accurate, but I don't have anything to get my hands dirty. I cannot. There's no network adapter. I want to connect my wallet somewhere and click a button and see the NFTs, see how it's analyzed, see past and future past satellite images or analysis of the image and comparisons to current. I would like to see these kind of things. There's nothing of these. I don't know what to say. It's decent. We gave some feedback on the documentation. I have some go-to-market advice. I think organizing a call and going through our accelerator, helping a little bit with the pitch deck, with the graphics, with the really busy slides can become way simpler. I think we can work on this. I also think it's a good idea. It's well thought. It's not the traditional. There's nothing traditional about it. At the same time, it feels a little bit. How can I put it? A little bit like it's a fantastic narrative. I just cannot see it being regulated in a way that there is a market of carbon credits that actually are easy to maintain a library. There is a library of carbon credits that are acceptable internationally, and COT is one of them. Like I need to see that in order to. On the other hand, it's a hackathon, and it's a proof of concept, and they've demonstrated the proof of concept. So I see why they got the prize. I like the initiative. I'm all for the environment. Yay, environment! There's an altitude enthusiast. I'm an altitude enthusiast. There's a kiteboarder. I love board sports. I mean, I'm not a kiteboarder. I'm not a kite surfer. I wish I was. But I do other board stuff. So yeah, I feel them. I understand what they're doing. I would like a little bit more of a grounded approach that will be more inclusive towards non-US market participants that don't really know about carbon credits. We have people here from Asia, from Africa, from Eastern Europe that like are not part of these schemas and require way more explanation. And they're a hugely important part of the population and more of the polluting population. So let's bring it to them. Let's make it slightly more approachable. And yeah, they need a graphic designer. Get a graphic designer. So yeah, that's it. That's Arbon. Arbon Carbon. Arbon Carbon Marbon. I'm looking forward to see the dApp. You know what? I'm starting to think I need this fucking Saga phone. You know, like 6 people told me, hey man, do you want a Saga phone? Do you want a Saga phone? I'll give you a Saga phone. Get a Saga phone. And I was like, give it to someone else. I have an iPhone 14. Give it to someone that is going to actually use it. And now I'm like thinking, how am I going to get access to the dApp store? How am I going to showcase and make tutorials and show you all these cool dApps? Like, I'm starting to think that I will require the Saga phone and the way to share my screen from it. So I'll work on it while also working on the next project that we're going to be talking about next week. So, lovely friends, over an hour, or close to 1 hour and a half, we've been talking about Arbon, one of actually the third winner, and they got the third place in the recent Grizzlython hackathon, Solana hackathon. They got the third place in the DeFi track. School Kid says, Hustler and Muay Thai enthusiast. I smell an Andrew Tate follower. Hustler. He should have said Hustler's University graduate and Muay Thai enthusiast with a low concentration of hair on my head. We're all joking, guys. It's just I'm just poking fun. I want to close the show here. I want to close the whole thing, and thank you everybody for being here on the live show. Thank you for the ones that are watching it later at the convenience. Come vibe with us next show. It's every Tuesday at 6:30 UTC live on Twitch and YouTube. And before I close, I would like to address a comment from the Badano. He says that, if Dean's List was less elitist and less about dangling carrots and making members jump through hoops, you wouldn't need to come on your stream to try to recruit your audience to join. Thank you for this comment. I think you're confusing the projects. This is Dean's List. This is not Grape. There are certainly no carrots and no shitcoins involved with Dean's List. If you work and your work is accepted in the final report, you'll get paid. It's super straightforward, and that's one of the reasons we actually departed from Grape. Too many hoops, too much bureaucracy, too much paper shuffling. I'm grateful that Dean's List is actually providing a steady income to about 50 people that are working hard for it. No speculation, no shitcoinery, no nothing. It's just hard work and good vibes. I wanna say good night to everyone, or good morning wherever you are. Love you all, and don't get shaken out. Wait for the degen days to come. Wait for the markets to catch on fire, and we'll be here to play them, to juggle them, to make money, to lose money, to buy NFTs, to make dreams, and then shatter them all together. I love you all. Don't get shaken out. Stay strong. Help your community. Help the environment. Smile. And yeah. See you soon.